Hello and welcome to Season 3 of the Wellness Journey podcast with me, Rhi Bowden.
And me, Suzanne Williams. This season is all about our power, and today we're talking about the power of action.
Oh, that's a biggie.
It is a biggie.
As we chatted last time, so last week we said how, nothing changes if nothing changes. No. So without that action, we can't move forward.
No, we could have all these wonderful decisions in our head and goals and dreams and this beautiful new house, this world. Unless we act, it will stay in our heads and within us. And we want it to be in the real world, don't we? We want to step into that dream and that future and that joy.
Yeah.
So we have to act.
We do. And when have you acted, Suzanne, on your wellness journey? When have you taken action to make those changes that you wanted?
Yeah, I mean, leaving my career as a teacher to dive into the wellness world, I had to act on a decision. And I remember my boss saying, "Oh, well, Suzanne, actually, we're going to create it this way. So it would be," he made it even better for me to stay, making it even better. And the within me was, no, we've made a decision. So I had to say, no, that door closed. No, I do not want that job. Door closed on the action and another one opened. You make the decision inside, don't you? You have that dream, but you have to act. Otherwise, nothing changes. And we all have to make big decisions and act on them. And action is key. Action is key to moving us forward, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think what we chatted about last week was all about being aware of what you want and making decisions and the power of that decision making.
Definitely.
And so once that is there, is what steps are you going to have to put that into play? So you've made that decision and okay, I want to move house. This house is not suitable for me anymore. I want to move house. How do I put those steps into play to actually get to that end goal? And I think having that end goal and setting goals are quite important as well in motivating you to act.
Yes.
So if you say, okay, by the end of the year or by summer next year or whatever it may be, I want to live in a different home, a bigger home, a smaller home, a different place, whatever they may be, you've actually then put that goal into mind and then those little baby steps that you have to do. So the first thing you've got to do is obviously call the estate agent.
Yes.
Get a valuation, get your house on the market. So it's having that action, isn't it?
Definitely.
But I think the importance of long-term and short-term goal setting is a real motivating factor in you acting.
Yes. And actions, it's believed that small actions every day are very powerful in getting us where we want to be. And there's something I've heard that I say to almost all my clients: do something every day that your future self will thank you for. Whether that future self wants the house or the job or the relationship or to feel good about who they are, do something every day. Could be a tiny action, isn't it? Tiny. But if you do it regularly, it becomes a habit. It leads to bigger actions. So if I make a little action today and tomorrow, over time, they become a big action, which moves me forward on my journey to where I want to be. And it's easier for your brain to sometimes make small actions. So say if I'm running a marathon, I'm not going to start running a marathon tomorrow. My body wouldn't do it and my brain wouldn't do it either. So I start making little actions towards it so that it's possible.
Yeah.
Small actions.
Yeah, definitely small actions. Because I think we're all a little bit guilty of doing big things. So
yes.
The start of the year, January the 1st, we have this big intention, these New Year's resolutions.
Which are lovely.
But if you're trying to, I'm going to go to the gym every day, I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to meditate, and you add all these things onto you, it's not sustainable.
No.
It's not sustainable.
No.
So we have to take little baby steps and make sure that what our goals are achievable as well. Because when we don't achieve them, we then feel like a failure.
Yeah.
We then fall off because we think, well, this is too
Absolutely.
hard, so I'm not going to do it because it's too much. So if you say, I want to eat more healthily, why don't we just start with one piece of fruit or vegetable, adding one thing into your day.
Absolutely.
Adding that one thing. And then over time, you create that habit of, I have an apple for my mid-morning break, and I'm having an apple every day. Now that's a habit. And then maybe you introduce something else then into your lunch.
Absolutely.
Or you prepare your lunch at home rather than buying lunch whilst you're out. And so when you're preparing your lunch, you know what's going in it and you can choose what's going in it. So all of a sudden now, I'm actually eating better at lunchtime.
Yes. I mean, yes,
so
definitely.
Baby steps, isn't it? Baby steps, and actually, giving yourself a pat on the back, really saying to yourself, well done me, I've eaten that apple today, rather than looking at, but I've also eaten the crisps and the chocolate and the cake. No, I've introduced that apple.
Yes.
So I've put goodness in me today, and not focus on the stuff that you may think, I haven't done so well.
Absolutely, which is where we do tend to focus, and that's quite a self-sabotage inside. Actions are really important, and they can be really joyful too. They can be really good things that take you. So say if one of my goals or one of my life vibes is to live a more calm and joyful and expansive life, one of my actions that I do every day is I put on a certain morning meditation music as I get ready. So in the background, there's this gorgeous music, which is making me feel high vibe. It's simple, but I do it every day, and it starts my morning more joyfully. It's a decision I make and I act upon it, and it brings joy into my life, which I'm sure leads to different paths and opens more doors. But it's a small, and some actions we feel, they've all got to be hard, haven't they? Surely, if I want to get somewhere, isn't it all going to be hard? Some of our actions can be joyful, and I think they should be, because they'll support you with the more challenging ones and the harder stuff we have to get through as we move and flow through our life to where we want to be. In fact, I believe we need joy to surround all of our actions and decisions, so that it's nice, because it makes life joyful. It's not meant to be hard. Cut out all your foods, do all this training and do all this stuff and still do everything else. Your brain's going to go, no. But thank you.
Yeah.
It needs to be joy.
It needs to be joy. And talking about joy, about 3 years ago, so January the 1st, rather than saying, I'm going to have a New Year's resolution, I just set an intention for the year, and I said to myself, I'm going to commit to joy and ease.
Yes.
So very broad. So rather than, I want to lose, half a stone, or I want to run a marathon, very broad. I'm just going to commit to joy and ease. So all the decisions I made from then on, I would just pause and say, is this joyful? Is this easy? And if the answer was no to both of those, I thought, okay, that's my decision made. And sometimes those decisions, it's not the answer you want. It's not the answer you want, and you're fighting within yourself.
Yes.
No, I don't really want to do that. But because I committed, and I said to myself, this is how I want to live my life. Then I went forward, and that was the year that I decided to step away from my business, which was a really emotional decision to make. It was a really hard decision to make, but it wasn't joyful and easy for me anymore. The joy had gone because I was being more, behind the scenes, dealing with accounts, dealing with paperwork, and not doing the part of it that I loved. And I loved being a therapist, and I loved working with people. And so it just took that out of it. And it wasn't easy either. We'd, just come out of COVID. And so that was it certainly helped me to make the decisions and to think of where I'm going forward. So sometimes, we can be quite broad.
I think it's very important to be broad.
Rather
very
sometimes
important.
we have a goal and a set thing.
Yeah.
That, I want to run that marathon, or I want to move house. But sometimes it can just be broad.
Definitely. And I think often we start very broad, and with our actions, we get ourselves to this place that we want to be. And if we start, for your brain, starting very broad and gentle can be a very good way for it to start. Otherwise it resists, so we can start to say, they're starting something this. Okay, this is a bit soft, this is a bit open. And once you start bringing it in, the brain has already started to get used to it. So it's already made the changes based on your very broad decisions and actions, such as, I am going to bring more peace into my life. So we start with these little peaceful practices, and then we start narrowing, and this is opening me up to this. So it's a lovely way to act in a beautiful way that feels more joyful. Lots of people will punish themselves with their decisions and goals, and make sure that your actions and decisions are coming from love and joy.
Yeah.
So that they're for you and nurturing and nourishing, not to just be unkind to you, because that's what lots of us feel we need to do. Surround everything with joy and act from those places. Sometimes actions are hard. Sometimes we will want to not make them, so make them accessible.
The fear, isn't it? The fear that comes
is huge.
in. The fear is huge. And I know that has been a real resistance for me, is, and you have, and not just the fear within yourself, but other people's fears. Oh, yeah. So, when you go to the table to your loved ones and your friends and colleagues, whoever that might be, and you're having these conversations about these big changes or about a decision you've made, or that can be really hard as well, and that can make you not act also. So you think, I can't go through this because that person said that's the wrong decision. That person said, yeah, but what about that? So you will always have not only your own fears and your own inner dialogue that you have to deal with, you've got other people saying, well, do you really want to do that?
Should you do that? This is, that's linked very much to manifesting, and lots of the beautiful teachers like Gabrielle Bernstein will say, until you feel safe with them, keep your dreams a little bit close and only share them with people that are totally aligned with you, because otherwise everybody else will terrify you and you'll abandon your dreams, because you'll be like, oh my gosh, so-and-so said that horrible thing happened to them, and they tried what you did and it didn't work. And your brain, which is already thinking, I don't know about this change, is having proof that don't act, don't do those things. So keep things safe with you and people you feel really secure with before you step out to other people. Otherwise, there's too much resistance on your action.
Yeah.
So actions, small, joyful, keep them safe until you're with them, you know them, and you own them, and then you can start moving forward and saying, yes, I am going to eat 3 extra vegetables today, and I own it. So it doesn't matter if you don't agree with me. I know those 3 vegetables are going to be awesome. And you sort of own your actions, which is really powerful.
Yeah. Oh,
really
definitely.
Powerful.
Yeah. No, I remember with my wedding when I got married 2 or 3 years ago. We actually had a humanist wedding on the beach in Tenby, and we got married on the beach, and then we just told everybody to come with their chairs and their blankets. We're getting married, and then we're going out on paddle boards and the kayaks, and just bring your beach gear. We're having a day on the beach, and it was just that. It was as simple as that. But to have this idea that I had, within me, and then to be sharing that with people that, well, this is not what a wedding's like. This is completely different to how a wedding should be. And but it always rains in the UK. It always rains just because it's June. But what if it's raining? What if it's raining? What are we going to do then if it's raining? And the resistance that you have to come into the table with something new and something different.
Definitely.
But I knew within myself, I had a really, really strong sense of who I am, what makes me happy, and also what, not just me, but my husband, my kids, we are happiest at the beach. We are happiest with our feet in the sand, in the sea, having fun. That's our happy place.
Yeah.
So when I thought about my wedding, I thought, well, I don't want to be in a venue wearing heels that are really uncomfortable with my hair all done and my makeup. That's not me. I want to be, in my hoodie and my little denim shorts and my flip-flops and, in the sea, just getting wet and not caring. Definitely. Because that is my happy place. So that's what I wanted my wedding to be, was just the most joyous occasion. And to have that was hard for me to act on it. Yes. I had the idea there, I knew what I wanted, but then to tell people about it when
that's where the resistance
comes in, and then you question yourself.
Yeah.
So knowing exactly what you want and being true to yourself. I think when you have that inner,
Yes.
then it will all flow anyway. But
Yes.
if you're wobbly, keep it to yourself.
Definitely, because there's always the it can't, it won't, it shouldn't, because often the people you are talking to as well, with, are reflecting their own fears back. Their own, like, oh, things go wrong, things don't work for people. So be really strong in your decision. And if you make small actions, maybe those around you will notice the small actions, which they're not scared of. And when the actions become bigger ones, they feel safe with it too, because they've seen you making those small choices and actions instead of the big one, which scares them and then scares you, and then everybody's scared.
Yeah.
And then you're not acting on your power, because this is what the whole podcast is about. It's your power, your decisions, your actions. We can all make our own.
Yeah.
We all are. But you were deciding to act on your decisions and values and beliefs in a good place. And that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
But
always.
we can be scared.
Yeah.
And fear will always come in. Welcome fear in, because fear will come in and sit with you and have a cuppa.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they won't let that one go. They'll come. They love an invite. They'll be there.
All the time.
Oh, they're
All
making
the
a
time.
change. And I come.
Yes. So I think it's a good time now to maybe talk about intentions and affirmations, because we like to do that every week. So, what could you intend this week with your actions? I intend to eat more healthily. So I intend to, or I commit to having that apple for my mid-morning break.
Yeah, I will ensure I take a small step every day that my future self will thank me for. I will commit to a small step every day that my future self will thank me for. It could be anything, and you do 6 little or 7 little hearts in your planner, and you tick one off each day. I did something today that my future self will thank me for. It's only a small thing, but that's a really powerful thing.
Yeah. And
definitely.
But like I said, the action, isn't it? Is, if you've got that
Doing
intention and
doing
you've got
it.
that affirmation, but then following it up and making sure that you do it.
I have acted, I've moved forward, I have, and I will, and I can. And if something you decide is too big, pull it back a bit. Okay, I can't quite do the 2 apples. We've been silly with the apples, but I can do 1 today, Rhian. I'm going to do one, half an apple, whatever it is symbolically that you're looking at. Make it accessible till you feel safe and ready to make it bigger. And step. You don't have, what's the quote? You don't have to see the whole staircase, just have to take the first step. And I think that is so powerful, taking the step.
Yeah.
Not talking about the step or deciding on the step, but taking the first step.
Actually acting on it.
So hopefully you can create some lovely intentions this week.
Yes. The power of action.
I'm excited. Share them with us if you can.
We'd love that. I mean, we've had so many messages so far, haven't we, about how people access their power and where their power comes from.
Absolutely.
So this podcast is for you, and we want to create a community where we're all sharing our experiences and
to help each other.
Yeah, because we're all in this together.
We're all on the wellness journey.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us today. We're so grateful to be part of your wellness journey. So if you enjoy what we do, then please subscribe, like, message, tell a friend. We'd be most grateful.
Yeah, and if you'd like to find more about us, our bio is in YouTube and Spotify, and you can find out everything you need to know. And remember, you are awesome today and always. Every step you take, every little step you take, you are truly awesome, and we are so grateful to be here with you.
Yes, so see you next time.
Thank you.
Sending love.